Hello, I'm Tony Miller, Director of Cabarrus County Veterans Services. Welcome to Reflections on Service, the 2021 Veterans Day program. Cabarrus County, the City of Concord, and the Cabarrus County Boys and Girls Club are proud to continue this virtual presentation honoring veterans, our community heroes. This year, you'll hear voices of our diverse veteran population. Their service has enriched us all. But in this program, we'll explore how their sacrifice shaped them into who they are today. Military veterans are unique individuals who share a common bond of sacrifice and service to our country and to you. We hope you enjoy Reflections on Service, and I hope you all have a wonderful Veterans Day.
Color guard, tinge, hut, forward, arch. Color guard, halt, present, colors. Colors, right face, forward, arch.
I served in the U.S. Coast Guard for 4 years between 1972 and 1976. But my life was shaped through the Coast Guard a long time before that. I was introduced to the Coast Guard through my dad. He was a retired Coastie, chief after 20 years.
Growing up, the Navy, the military in general, was not something that was on my radar at all, really. Got to college and I wanted to live my life for somebody other than myself, wanted to be a part of something greater than myself, and the military was, for me at least, the obvious answer.
My whole entire background was influenced by the military. And one day I just decided that I was going to join the United States Army Reserve. And I have never regretted.
One of the reasons I joined, I had two uncles that were Marines. One of them was more like a father to me, and I wanted to be like them. I knew I couldn't let them down or let myself down.
I wanted to go to college, but I came from a family who didn't have a lot of money and couldn't really afford schooling. And instead of taking, a lot of financial aid and student loans out, I decided to join the Army my senior year.
I had a family of individuals who went into the military, and they had some influence on, trying to encourage me to go that way. So right after high school, I joined and went off to basic combat training.
I remember when they came to my house, and I said, I don't know if I want to go in the Marine Corps or not. I just finished Barber Scotia College. And they say, well, if you go in, you'll be the 8th woman to go in, black woman to go in. I said, well, you know what? I wasn't too good in college. Educational-wise, I wasn't too good, so this right here will give me another opportunity. And it was one of the best things that I have done.
My name is Leroy Tate. I was born and raised in Kernersville, North Carolina. I did ROTC for 4 years in high school, and about my third year I decided I want to go to the military. I want to do something different, kind of separate myself from my peers and try to, make an impact on the world. When I went into boot camp, I was ready to go. I was ready to get yelled at, get down and dirty, learn how to march, learn how to be great, and learn just how to be a soldier. It was a really cool thing for me, just sitting out in the field, with your best buds. Who would have thought that was going to be one of the best jobs ever? There were points of my time where I didn't really believe in myself. Leading up to my discharge, it was pretty rough. I was really depressed. At 20 years old, I was still really young, so I didn't know really who to reach out to, who to really trust, or what to do. My last day on Fort Hood, I drove off. I told everyone I said bye, and I started my new life as a civilian the next day. At the time, I didn't really know what I could do outside. I just knew, okay, I'll get my D-214 and we'll see what happens. A D-214 is the sheet that's like your last sheet they give you, which pretty much has your entire career on it. It says places you've been, things you've done, awards, your discharge type. That's like a golden ticket to kind of have, because you can go to the VA when you get out to apply for services and benefits that veterans can get. I knew if I didn't have that paper, then my goals weren't going to be reached. I was really just waiting on that just one piece of paper. D-214 comes about the start of March, which I'm excited, like, hey, I finally got it. Ran to the VA as soon as I could, they got me in their system. I told them, like, hey, I really, one day I want to go back to school. I want to upgrade my discharge. Talked to this one nice lady at the Salisbury VA, and I was telling her, hey, I want to apply for my disability. She said, okay, well, I do know a guy that can get you to where you need to go.
My name is Tony Miller. I'm Director of Veterans Services, Cabarrus County. Once Leroy came to me, he got out of the military, didn't really have any direction, didn't know what to do.
I remember this day so specifically. I was driving on the way here and I got sideswiped on the highway, right? Which, come on. I remember I told Tony, I said, hey, I'm gonna be late, but I just got sideswiped on the highway. And he was like, are you okay? Like, do you need to stop? I was like, no, like, I need to get here and talk to you. Like, it's been a rough day. And I got here, told him my story and said, man, like, I just want a better life. I want to get to a point where I can wake up and be happy.
So I was able to sit down with him, be able to identify some things that he was dealing with and some injuries and some things that took place on active duty.
Told him, hey, like, I deal with depression. I have pretty, bad anxiety sometimes.
I was able to, gear him in the right direction, be able to listen, be open-minded to some of the things that he was dealing with.
He was like, you're a young guy, you seem like a great guy, you made a mistake, but your mistakes don't define the person that you are. He said, I want to make sure that I help you get to where you want to be.
Then he was so excited that I was sharing things with him that he didn't know from getting out. No one had shared with him. And someone at the VA said, don't see anybody but Tony Miller. So once he got to me and I was able to give him a sense of comfort level and share information with him, he was really excited with the possibilities of being compensated from some of the things he dealt with on active duty.
If this guy that literally just saw me walk in here, just mad, upset at the world, like just thrown out, is having all this, faith and believes in me, and we would sit, right over there and just talk about everything. Tony was always there. There's really genuinely good people out here that want the best for you, and like I feel like this office is a prime example. They helped me get my life around. I'm now debt-free. I'm planning on going back to school in January, using my tuition assistance. Leroy Tate right now is really a man that has just forgiven himself for all the, dumb mistakes he made when he was younger, and he's really a man at peace.
Personnelman was the person that would take care of listed service records. So we maintained them. I was assigned to a squadron, which was VF-14. First and foremost was their claim to fame, because it was the first fighter squadron the Navy had.
I served in the Army for about 5 years, and I was an admin during those 5 years. I served in Yongsan, Korea, and at the Pentagon.
I served in the U.S. Army, Vietnam, and I was a pole lineman. I stayed about 35 foot in the air all the time.
We were the first women, myself and another WM, on the flight line. Because we had the numbers, they gave us the choice to either stay in that or go into something else, and we wanted to make history, so we stayed there in the flight line.
I served as mostly search and rescue on the East Coast, anywhere from Charleston, South Carolina, up to Georgetown, South Carolina.
I was the 8th black woman to go into the Marine Corps, and I was the first black woman to be a dispersing officer. And during that time, I got to get experiences that I never had before.
I spent 2 years in the nuclear engineering pipeline because all submarines are nuclear powered, and so officers have to go through that. And then spent about 3 years on the submarine. We did a deployment over to the Middle East for 6 months. And then my last 2.5 years or so, I was at the Pentagon working on the Navy's budget.
While I was in the Marine Corps, my MOS was 3051, which is supply. And we, different places that we had to supply to all the different bases and on our different events that we would take place in. And so we were mainly the support of all the different agencies throughout the Marine Corps when we did our traveling and on base.
I was a E4, and my job function was transportation. So we were responsible for transporting all the supplies needed to various bases, especially during my deployment.
I started out as a military police. I've worked as a supply sergeant. I have worked as a personnel specialist for 15 years. I was a finance instructor. In September of 2002, I received an unexpected call to inform me that I had been deployed as a finance liaison to the finance commander in Iraq, and I had 5 days to get ready.
We were just 2 months shy of being married for 53 years. When he graduated from high school, he knew that he wanted to join the military. He went in to the Army recruiter, and they asked him how he felt about jumping out of airplanes, and he was one of these people that liked a lot of excitement in life. And so he said, sign me up. He was with the 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagles. He was very much a people person. He never met a stranger. In a campground, we had a motorhome. And he went out there, and he had never met this person. And 2 hours later, he comes back in. I said, Jerry, what do you find to talk about with a stranger for 2 hours? He said he was only a stranger for a moment. He said after that, he was my friend. His one son told him, said one time, because he talked to anybody and everybody, he said, Dad, if I lived in your neighborhood, he said, if I saw you coming, I'd pull my blinds. Because I knew it was going to be an hour or two before I went. When he was in the military, his chute didn't open one time, and he had crushed vertebrae from that. He had the effects of it, but he just never gave in to it. Then it just became a lot more pain than he could handle just, on his own. We were having dinner with someone, and this other couple was there, and he's asked Jerry, he says, well, you ought to be getting some help from the Veterans Services. And Jerry said, well, I've been to 2, 3, 4, whatever it was. And he says, there's just nothing there. They don't seem to think there's much to this, or they don't follow through. And he said, Jerry, you need to go see this gentleman that I've seen. He said he's an awesome man, and he really works hard for the veterans.
I was able to get Mr. Edwards to go back to get new doctor's appointments to get diagnosis. And once I was able to do that, then I was able to put in a claim from Mr. Edwards for an increase in new disabilities.
Tony really was the first one. Tony Miller with Cabarrus was the first one that really pursued and talked to him about so many things. He brought out things that Jerry had never talked about before.
As I went through the claim process and gathering information, working with Mr. Edwards, we became best of friends. We would call each other on the phone, we would check on each other.
Tony was one of these that his job didn't stop at 5 o'clock. You don't find many people like that in life. But him and Jerry just really had a good connection. And I'm sure many people will say that same thing about Tony.
Mr. Edwards felt so very comfortable with me, and he said it was something special about me, and he was able to open up and share things with me that he hadn't shared before. And I was able to utilize that information to be able to help him moving forward with his claim.
Jerry would say, I just can't believe what this man does, you know, and what he has done for me. Cabarrus County Veterans Services is just an amazing place, and Tony Miller is, he has to be #1 in the nation as far as I'm concerned. Just an amazing, amazing person.
He was special to me. We would talk on the phone in between. He would call and check on me. I was able to, for holidays, for Veterans Day, to give him certain gifts, and for Christmas, I was able to provide gifts for him and his wife. And he was so just surprised that I thought enough of him to give him a Christmas gift from Veterans Services, and he remember him saying that he saved it. Okay, I don't want to talk no more. Get a little emotional. Mr. Edwards was so proud that he,
Jerry was just an example for many people in life. To love one another, to help one another. I'm sorry, I just get emotional thinking about it, you know, because it just seems like it hasn't been that long, you know. But I think he's a person that you try to live your life like, enjoying every moment. And he did.
I think that it gave me a focus on the mission. When something needs to be done, you find a way to do it.
To me, being a veteran is a privilege, it's an honor, and it's a sense of well-being.
Well, it made a man out of me. It taught me respect and learning the chain of command, and just the training itself was a big step to helping me in life today.
It taught me most importantly about teamwork, and that was through the camaraderie of those folks that I served with, my shipmates, and even the people that were on the ship that I didn't know were family for life.
I was a very shy person as a kid, so most people that I went to school with and family members and even my recruiter did not think that I would make it even through basic training. So, you know, it's something that I'm very, very proud of. I learned how to be an independent person, an independent woman, and I also learned how to, you know, be able to stand up and speak up for things that I needed to speak up for.
It taught me the values of what it takes to be a responsible adult in the world. It taught me there are more important things than you. It taught me that teamwork is the most important thing that you can learn.
You're a part of a group of selfless, brave, honorable individuals because you've chosen to selflessly, you know, give your time away from home, from family, and brave because you could potentially pay that ultimate sacrifice for your country. And just honorable in the aspect of being able to serve with those other men and women who have chosen to make that sacrifice with you.
We all need to be recognized. We need to be cared for. We need to be loved. And that's what I would say to my community of Cabarrus County, to my City of Concord, that we are here. We are among you, and don't seek us out just for the special occasion of the holidays. we're always serving. And as long as there's a United States, you're going to always have members in a branch of service that's serving to protect our country.
Freedom is not free. And then obviously there's guys who paid that price to have us where we are here. And to me, those are the greatest heroes. And we just had the benefit of serving with them.
Being a veteran, to me, means that I made my mark somewhere. I planted a seed somewhere, and I see those seeds still growing by our continued military services. I'm sorry. Coming from where I came from, it let me know I had a whole family, and I would never lose them, and I haven't yet.
A lot of my friends didn't make it back. I'm one of the few that did, thank God, and I know that a lot of guys saw a lot worse stuff than I did, and so I pray for them. Being a veteran is being in a brotherhood, but you'll always be able to remember your service training. And I don't know, just being a veteran makes me feel better, because I know I served my country. I love my country. My name is Ira Mullis. I served in the Army. I'm a Vietnam veteran.
I'm Andrew Castrodale, and I was a submarine officer in the Navy.
My name is Loretta Keller. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I was a Lance Corporal, and my main MOS was aviation ordnance on the flight line.
Brian Broomfield, I was a U.S. Navy veteran of 8 years, and I served as a personnelman second class.
My name is Stephanie Knuth Claggett. I served in the Army for 5 years, and I was a specialist serving as an administrative assistant.
My name's Larry McCaskill. I'm a Navy veteran, served in the United States Navy for a period of 24 honorable years.
My name is Willie Ruth Brooks. I served in the United States Marine Corps as a dispersing officer.
My name is Steve Langer. I am from Kannapolis, North Carolina, and I was in the Army National Guard, and I served as an 88 Mike, which is transportation services.
My name is Tony Miller. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. While I was enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, my MOS was 3051 Supply.
My name is Richard Pollock. I was in the U.S. Coast Guard from 1972 to 1976. Most of my enlistment was performing search and rescue operations off the East Coast.
My name is Margaret Jeanette Gray Bruner. I am a retired United States Army combat veteran. I have served 31 years, 11 months, and 8 days.